About 8 a.m. this morning, a French male went swimming with two other friends at the southern end of Diggers Beach at Coffs Harbour. He was swept into heavy seas by the rip at the end of the beach and was unfortunately dragged out to the back of the heavy surf. We're not quite sure what happened after that, but he eventually was found on the beach unconscious. Police, the local lifeguard and ambulance attempted to resuscitate the man, but were unsuccessful. Unfortunately, he's died as a result of possibly of drowning. Police will have to prepare a brief for the coroner. We're not sure whether he's washed back onto the beach or whether he'd attempted to swim back in through the heavy surf. They'd waded into waist-deep water, and I believe the French male had gone out a little bit further than the others, and from there got towed into the rip. They're quite heavy seas today, and the rip's quite strong at the southern end of the beach. They moved back to the shore. I think they called the police and the ambulance, and then went to the headland to attempt to sight the male. 27. And they're travelling around Australia in a van.
Greg Hackforth, Coffs Harbour Council Lifeguard Service. Look, we got the call to come and respond to it initially, but on the way down here to respond, we actually got another call saying that the people were both back on the beach and one was deceased. Yeah, I think some local people down on the beach actually tried to resuscitate him, but not successful. Yeah, unfortunately, and it's right at the end of the surf season. Diggers Beach only shut over the weekend, and first day of unpatrolled, pretty much the end of the season, and someone comes down and ends up in the wrong spot, and that's the result. I really don't know. I mean, look, surveillance is always a great thing, but surveillance costs money, and education costs money. And to tell you the honest truth, I think Europeans and UK people get a lot of education anyway about the red and yellow flags. I think they all are very aware of the message, but when it all comes down to it, 3% of beaches in Australia are patrolled and people will still go swimming. They're pretty solid and pretty dangerous. Yeah, we've had pretty heavy conditions since last Thursday. The ocean's been up since last Thursday. It's not looking like settling down for another couple of days yet. And to be perfectly honest, I would be, if you're inexperienced, for certain, only go to a patrolled beach. At the moment, Park Beach is patrolled from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. It's the only patrolled beach on the coast at the moment, so look, I really suggest people get to a patrolled beach and only swim there.
Andrew Chapman, Duty Operations Manager at Coffs Harbour. The ambulance involvement in today's incident was that we were called to two people who were in difficulty in the surf, and they'd been taken out in the rip. When we arrived, we found that one person had made it back to the beach safely, and the other one had been taken out some distance. Just as we were arriving on scene, one person was notified of us that the person appeared to be deceased, and they were recovered to the beach by other people. The ambulance initially assessed the patient and found he was already deceased. I believe he was travelling with some other French tourists. He's a French national, 27 years old. And I think they were travelling around in like a Maui camper. 15 minutes is not very long, but I believe he was taken by a rip into the surf by the rip, and instead of going with it, like a lot of people who probably don't go to the beach very often, they panic, which is natural. They panic and they consume a lot of salt water.